Hi everyone, it's Phyllis. Today we will make this cute crystal raw right angle weave bracelet. So for the project today, we're going to be using some products that I bought from Michael's. I've got the green label crystal rondelle, and it's multi-strand, and this strand has 3x4 crystals, 4x6 crystals, 6x8 crystals, and 8x10 crystals. I'm also going to be using this green label, and these are metal spacers. They're metal beads in 3mm size. I'm going to be using just very few size 15 seed beads in nickel color. We're going to be doing a 2 needle project, so I have 2 size 10 needles. I've got a 15mm toggle clasp. It's kind of big, but it fits well. It's not too much for the bracelet. And I'm going to use 2 stainless steel wire guardians. I'm going to use my nippers and my flat nose pliers, and we're going to use some wildfire thread today, and we'll use about 6 feet of that. So we'll get started. So what I've done is I've made things a little easier for myself. I set my beads up in their formation. I made one of these before, so I counted the number of units that I had, and I just, I copied that. I set everything up according to the way I've done this bracelet. I'm also using I'm using a few different materials with this the gray black one. So we're going to be I'm designing and making as we go along, especially when I get to the portion where I am embellishing between the crystals. So now I'm just going to thread the needle and we'll get started. So I'm going to begin I have already threaded my 2 needles. I've got 2 yards of thread threaded onto my 2 needles, of course, evenly. And what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've placed my wire guardian on. I've got, and we discussed this in my last video, that the wire guardian is a 2-hole bead. And I've got my needles in each hole with the groove horseshoe coming in my direction, and I'm going to pull the thread so that the thread sits in the groove, and I'm going to place on the largest part of my clasp. I'm going to take the round piece and I'm just going to put it there and let it drop into the center here with the guardian, and I'm going to squeeze the guardian closed. Squeeze it just like that, and then I'm going to string on one of my 3x4 crystals, and this is going to set us up for our right angle weave. So I'm just going to string it on, pull one needle through, pass the other needle through, going in the same direction, and get these needles and thread even up and pull them down to the end, just checking to make sure that the thread is even on both sides. Now I'm going to string on a few size 15 seed beads. We need, I'll do 4 on each needle. And I'm going to do my first unit. I'm going to, well, this is going to be my first unit here with the seed beads and the first crystal. I'm going to pass my needle, pick up a 3x4 crystal, and I'm going to pass my needle through. It's a terrible shadow. Pass my needle through the crystal, 3x4 crystal, going from right to left. I'm going to pull it through, and then I'm going to take my left needle and then pass it through the crystal, going from left to right. And I'm going to pull my 2 threads. And this is called crossing. And this is our first unit. Then, to make the next unit, I'm going to string on a 3x4 crystal on each needle, and then I'm going to string a 4x6 needle onto the right needle, going right to left, and I'm going to pull that onto the thread, and I'm going to pass the left needle going left to right, and I'm going to pull it through. And now we're starting to make our crystal units. I have these all set up so that I know which ones to put on next. Next unit is all 4x6 crystals. So I'll string on a crystal on each needle, and I'm going to pass my right needle right to left through the third and pull through and pass the left to right into the third one, and I'm going to pull them down. Just make sure that your threads are pulled tightly. My next unit is going to be 2 4x6 crystals, which I have on each needle, and then I'm going to cross through a 6x8 crystal. My right needle right to left, my left needle left to right, and pull them down. Just making sure that everything is tight and neat. The next unit is all 6x8 crystals, and we're going to continue the same way. String on 1 crystal on each needle, and then string on my right needle, pass my right needle through, and pass my left needle through, and pull the thread. Make sure everything is tight and neat. My next unit is the same. 2 6x8 crystals, 2 on each needle, and string on 1 going right to left and the other left to right. Pull the threads. Everything tight and neat. Gradually getting larger. Now my next unit at 2 6x8 crystals, and the next, and we're going to cross through an 8x10, right to left, left to right, and pull. My next 3 units are going to be the same, all 8x10s. String on as we have been doing, 1 on each needle. Ooh. And then cross through, and we're going to do this 3 times. Of the same size. So this is my first unit with all 8x10 crystals, and we're going to do 2 more exactly the same. Make sure everything is tight and neat. My next 3 units are going to be 6x8 So as usual, 2 on each needle and crossing the third. We're going to do the next 3 units are going to be 6x8s. That's the first one. Make sure you pull in your threads nice and tight. So I've completed my 3 units of 6x8. Now we're going to do 2 units of 4x6 crystals. This is my first one, and then as usual, make sure that your threads are nice and tight and neat. So I finished my second unit of the 4x6. Now I'm going to string on 1 3x4 unit. So as usual, we do it like this. Ooh. Cross our needles. Now the last unit is going to be the one that I make before the toggle bar. So this unit I need to string on 4 size 15 OC beads on each needle.